right about, there's Creedmoor School, Elementary School. This right here is the STEM community underneath the shear markers. Let me turn those off. And there's the STEM community. The Doppler indicated tornado is over STEM, 6 miles northwest of Creedmoor, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour, damaging straight line winds in excess of 58 miles per hour, and large hail are also likely with the storm. So let me stop the time lapse and put up a storm track. And there, let's see if I can get this over here. And there's the STEM community, northeast at 55.
County here shortly. And Mike, you've got an update on the tornado warning now for Wake County. This is an impressive thunderstorm.
Yeah, you need to look at the velocity and see what's going on with that. But you can definitively see a hook echo moving through southwestern Wake County right now. Dare say there's likely a tornado on the ground. We haven't had any ground truth, but this is a very impressive looking cell. Again, we'll stop this. And what we're looking at, the area right here, just to the southwest of Holly Springs, this little notch area, this is where you have rising motion in the atmosphere. That's why you're not seeing any reflectivity. It's all around where you see the purples and blacks. That's where you're seeing the precipitation. Where the black is showing up, there's likely large hail occurring. That shows a lot of instability in the atmosphere. Updrafts are likely in this region, and downdrafts as well. So it looks like a particularly bad, nasty-looking storm, and it's rapidly moving to the northeast at 70 miles per hour. I will put another storm track up here, and from the core of the storm, moving to the northeast at 70 miles per hour, which actually goes well off the screen. There is 78 miles per hour. So what we're looking at, Holly Springs at 332.
Step right now, and it's going to be crossing over. This is the, I'm going to zoom in and show you some of the streets in Holly Springs. We're now really getting into a very populated area. This is Highway 55, and this is the new Highway 55 bypass that's been built over the last few years. This is going to be crossing over the Highway 55 bypass. This is Grassy Meadow Road here, Holly Springs Road rather. It becomes Holly Springs New Hill Road off toward the west of Holly Springs. But folks in Holly Springs, especially west of downtown, west of the Cultural Center, and north of the Cultural Center, this storm is right on top of you. You need to be getting into the lowest level of your home. You need to stay away from windows and try and get into either a basement or a closet or something that's got some walls that are very close together in the event that there's debris flying around. But folks in Holly Springs, there's very likely a tornado on the ground or a very dangerous circulation just right on top of you and just off toward your west along the in North Carolina 55 bypass. It's going to be moving off toward the northeast and eventually be moving into the extreme eastern parts of Apex and into eastern Cary.
Likely out of this cell as it races off towards the northeast. So what we'll do is we'll run that view and whatever you need to do, we're following your lead. Okay, because you have Chad on the phone. So you have something really important to add. We've got a witness from Lee County. Whenever you're ready to let us
Definitely check back with you in a little while. And stay safe out there. We want to bring it back to Raleigh now and get to our Chad Flowers, who is on top of the RBC Center building in downtown Raleigh. Chad, fill us in, and I know you're way up there.
Yeah, the top floor of the RBC Plaza downtown Raleigh. And this is the storm we were talking about back in the area back here south of Raleigh. The lightning going off, heavy lightning that way. That is toward Garner to your left, Holly Springs straight ahead, and then carry off to your right a little bit. Just a black dot. You can see the wind, the lightning is atrocious up here, and there's just the clouds are king. Right now, there's no rain here. We had a squall of rain that blew through just moments ago, but right now, that section right there is where the majority is black, just really dark clouds. It goes up and down to the ground, and like I said, massive lightning, thunder, and it looks rough back in that general area of Holly Springs and back towards Lee County, County.
All right, Chad, you be safe on top of that building. We appreciate the update. Really quickly, before we send it back to Mike, for our golfing viewers, we want to let you know that if you're tuning in for the Texas Open, you can get that coverage on Time Warner Cable Channel 106 or over the air at 5.2. Again, if you're tuning in,
would be showing up, and I want to zoom into there right now, and we take that telestration off. Okay, so we're talking about Penny Road, and
yeah, I know, Jay.
Let me get really hyper-specific, so to speak, with the roads that we're looking at. There's Penny Road. That is Blaney Franks Road. And we're starting to get heavy rainfall here at WRL Studios. Right here, that should be Graham Newton Road, and Bells Lake Road is adjacent to that to the south. So what we're looking at is this vicinity here. So if you're living in Fays Road, let me take that off, Fays Road, there's Holly Springs Road. This road is Yates Mill Pond Road. This is where we're seeing the rotation. If there's a tornado on the ground, it is in this area right now. So if I widen out the view, here's Raleigh. It is heading towards downtown Raleigh, moving to the northeast rapidly at about 60 miles per hour. You need to take shelter now. Likely a tornado on the ground. It has produced damage. It will be moving right over the station shortly. Let's
6.
Okay, Nate's got a storm tracker on Weather 6, so let's take a look at that.
So the storm, this area of circulation we're concerned about is just to the west of Penny Road, and right out the storm there. And again, what we're looking at is this hook shape, indicating that we've got the winds blowing in a circular fashion like a tornado, but also this area here, right where I have Penny Road marked, is a suggestion that we may have some debris still in the air. We've had reports of debris falling out of the air from this storm upwards to 5 to 10 miles away from this area. So areas to the southwest of Raleigh, southwest of the Interstate 440 Beltline, you need to be taking shelter. And folks in downtown Raleigh and West Raleigh, you are next with us. You need to be in your safe place. Mike?
Hey, Nate, 911 reported there was a tornado on the ground in Holly Springs, so there is a tornado on the ground.
Okay.
So we are treating this as if there was an actual tornado on the ground. Moving through the Macedonia community right now, if you go there, you see on the dual Doppler 5000, we've got the outer Beltline, I-40 here. There is Lake Wheeler Road. Lake Johnson, or Lake Wheeler right about here. There's U.S. Highway 70, there's Avon Ferry Road and Western Boulevard where you see those intersect. That's where WRL is located, and of course right here is downtown Raleigh. Now, it was 2 years ago that Greg and I were on the air in May, and so we're wondering if the circulation is going to be heading over us shortly and eventually downtown Raleigh. And I know, Nate, you've got the radar updating more quickly than what I'm showing. Do you show that circulation over downtown yet?
Yeah, not yet. It is getting ready to cross over the Interstate 40 just to the south, with the circulation is due south of the interchange between Highway 1 and Interstate 40 there near Jones Franklin. Or Mike, you're pointing at me?
Okay, I don't know if you've seen this, but 4 miles southwest of Raleigh, 911 call center reports a large tornado on the ground. Multiple reports of debris continuing to fall out of the sky east of Apex as well. There is a tornado on the ground, and it is a large tornado.
And Mike, that's confirmed by our dual Doppler radar. We are still seeing the signature here with debris, the pockets of yellows and greens and purples, not only one with the primary circulation, but also another one along Highway 1. And we've got a traffic camera on Weather 11. This is I-40 in Harrison. We can have, Nick, if you can pull that up and show us what we're looking at. There's a very heavy rain there. And John, can you pull up the traffic camera at Highway 1 and Interstate 40? I'm very interested to see what that shows, because our radar is suggesting we have debris in the air in addition to rain and hail and everything else. That circulation now getting ready ready to cross over the Interstate 40, the outer belt line, and into West Raleigh. Mike?
We have a report that the National Weather Service in Raleigh is seeking shelter right now. The National Weather Service in Blacksburg will have temporary backup because the folks of the Weather Service are seeking shelter. And
this is common policy. The National Weather Service, if they're in the immediate area, they'll take shelter. And another Weather Service office has been following this all afternoon, the folks in Blacksburg, and they'll continue to issue the warning. So you don't have to worry about a lapse in coverage here.
No, not
of course, we're going to stay with you throughout the entire event until this threat is over and out of the area. The circulation now crossing Interstate 40 just to the south of Raleigh. If you live in West Raleigh, and I'm going to go ahead and just zoom into some of these areas, and we're going to start labeling streets. Because the storm track really doesn't mean anything at this point. We want to go ahead and start labeling streets. This is Highway 1152 just to the south of Interstate 40. Then we've got Haven Ferry Road over near NC State. We also have Western Boulevard. This is where the television station is, and WRAL is located, just so you know. We are right about here, and we are in line for this tornado. And I want to see if one of our production folks can pull up the live sky camera that we've got on top of the tower here. I'm very curious to see what that is. West of the Capitol building, you need to be taking shelter from this thunderstorm immediately. I want to pull up the storm safety tips if we can, remind you what those are. Get to the lowest level of your home or wherever you happen to be. You want to get in a sturdy building, first of all. And Mike, what are you showing?
no, I'm just looking at the picture on the screen because we have the double boxes up, and the camera that Chad Flowers has focused to the southwest. It looks like you have more experience covering tornadoes.
Take that full screen if
that
we
almost
can.
looks like a wedge.
Yeah, tornado. Yeah, that is probably a rain-wrapped tornado of some sort or another. There's very good rain wrapped around that particular circulation, whatever it is, and there's clearly something on the ground heading directly for West Raleigh. I cannot stress enough.
Because that's the BB&T building right there, and you're looking down 401.
Yeah, and I'm almost to the point now. Yeah,
we're sitting on top of the RBC Plaza. That's where the camera's located right now.
I'd like to go ahead and make the recommendation for folks in the TV station that are not essential to the coverage. They need to get downstairs. This is a dangerous situation with the tornado moving in this area. So Mike and I will continue to monitor the radar, but anybody who's not essential to us being on the air at this moment.